everybody, welcome back to yet another great episode of Bona Fide Talks with Mandy. I am Mandy, aka Mandy Samsomi, the proud Zulu girl who loves and adores God with all of her heart. If you are tuning into the show for the very first time, do check out my first episode where I was talking about LOVE love. I hope you enjoy it. Do like, subscribe, drop a comment. I'd really appreciate that. So now, I'm going to dive into what I'm going to be talking about today, which is something we all experience as human beings, and that is growth. I'm going to start off with the definition because you know your girl always does her research, right? And this definition I've got here reads the process of increasing in size. For example, upward growth of plants. And this applies to us humans as well because we grow taller. And some of us grow taller than others because we're all different and unique, and that's a beautiful thing. And the other definition I came across was development of the human body is the process of growth to maturity. Now you gotta grab that because it's important. I really loved this definition. And it's not only just human development, but your mental development, your emotional and spiritual development as well. So what I grasped in that definition, what stood out for me was the process of growth to maturity. So growth is a process. You cannot just jump from infancy to old age. And I don't think anyone really does want to jump from infancy to old age because it's all about looking and feeling young these days. So you can't jump from infancy to old age because you all know there are 7 stages of human development. We have infancy, early childhood, we have middle childhood, adolescence, early adulthood, and then we have middle adulthood as well as, and then we come into the old age, and then we have death, but we're not going to talk about that because we're still far from death. And in each of these things, all of these stages rather, are steps, and in each step you grasp a lot of things happen. So you see a lot of things, you hear a lot of things, you learn things, you experience things, and then you're left to decide. That's a big word right there. I want you to catch that word because it's important to what I'm going to be leading into saying. You decide. So you decide if you'll act a certain way you've seen others act. You decide if you'll speak the way you've seen other people speak. And you decide as well if you'll apply what you've learned, right? And then you ultimately decide if your life experiences will make you the best person you've ever been or the worst. Now, someone might disagree with me and say, well, I've been through a certain experience where right after the experience, a lot of things happened in my life. So I did not have the time to really reflect and deal with that experience. But as you go on, you might realize if I'm that person. I've been through an experience, and then right after it, a lot of things happened in my life. And then I get friends who approach me and say, Mandy, so you really have been acting different. Maybe you're speaking in a mean way. You're not really as loving or as caring as you used to be. So my interaction with people is not the same. And that will cause me to reflect. So then sit down. I might go to therapy to try and find out what it is. Or I might just sit down and think, well, what might it be? And then I remember that one experience I went through. And then you realize, that's a big word, you realize that, okay, this one experience has been influencing the way I've been living my life. It has been influencing all the decisions that I've made, how I interact with anyone that I meet. It has been a huge influencer of the way I've been living my life. So then after realizing that, you're left to decide. Now you decide am I going to continue to be that mean Mandisa, that not so loving, caring Mandisa, or am I going to change and become the me that I'm supposed to be, that I need to be, and the person that God has set me out to be. So then you're left with the decision, which way am I going to go, left or right? And every good decision, I want you to note this, every good decision unlocks a new level of maturity. Every good decision unlocks a level of maturity. Now let's go back to the LSH, the learn, see, and hear. And I'm going to apply this to my own life. Learning, I've grown up, I've been raised. I almost said it in past tense, like I've moved out of home now. I've been raised in a Christian home where God is first, friends are lost. God is the center of your world, and I love that. I've been taught, or been told rather, that you're allowed to do certain things, and there's certain things that you're not going to do in this household, right? With explanation, thankfully, my parents have explained why there are certain things I'm not allowed to do. For example, to name a few, I'm not allowed to drink, girl, you ain't gonna smoke, and you're not going to get a boyfriend. You're not going to date in this household. So then with all of that learning and, okay, I'm staying at home, ngiyafundiswa yonke le nto le, and then ngiyavuma ukuthi okay, I'm going to live my life like this. But as soon as you step out into the world, you're then tested. Are you really going to apply what you've learned at home and when the external factors of life hit you? So I step out of home, meet some friends, and I see my friends are drinking. They're smoking. They've got themselves some boyfriends. This is the total opposite of what I know to be right. So in that process of seeing, so now that there applies the yes, so I see this, and in the process of seeing this, I then hear my friends say, Mandy, so come join us. Let's just have a sip of vodka. Let's chill. Let's hang out, smoke a little, get yourself a boyfriend. It's cool. You don't want to be looked as the granny or the one that is not into the cool stuff. I'm sure you want to fit in, don't you? And then right there and then I'm left with deciding. So now I have to decide, am I going to succumb to what I'm hearing and seeing in the environment of friends, or am I going to apply what I've learned at home in this situation and make a good decision? So then I make that good decision and I say, no, I'm going to stand my ground and I'm not going to do as you guys are doing, and I'm going to stand with what I've been taught at home. I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to smoke with you, which means I have to detach myself from you guys. Proudly so, I do that. So that is a good decision that has now unlocked a level of maturity. How is growth a part of this? The L, the S, and the H are all the ingredients of growth, leading me to an unlocked level of maturity and being able to deal with more or worse scenarios, dealing with more complex situations, and how I'm going to apply what I've learned in them. So how does growth, leaving that aside, how does growth get into all of this? Where does growth come in? I'm an infant. I'm going to my early childhood, and all I want is my milk. I cry for my milk. I throw temper tantrums if I want anything without any understanding. I say hello at any given moment. If mom says, Mandy, are you hungry? I say, hello, mom. And I don't understand. And then I go into middle childhood, where I now say hello in means of greeting because I understand what it means. So I don't just say hello at any given point of time in the conversation or in the interaction with another human being, but when I meet a person, I say hello, how are you? And then we interact in that manner because now I understand what hello means. So I say it at the appropriate time because I understand, and that right there is growth, because I've moved from infancy stage of not understanding what hello is and crying for my milk and saying hello at any given time to my middle childhood, where I understand what hello means and I use it as a form of greeting, which is the way it should be used. And I no longer cry for my milk, but I get up, I go to the kitchen, I open the fridge and I get my milk. I don't cry for it. I get up and go and get it. And that right there is growth. And then we go into experience. So in terms of experiences, the experience is the process of your growth. So it is for you to get to a better place. It's for you to get to, like I said, a better place and become a better you, right? So everything happens for a reason. This is something I live by. You need to know that everything happens for a reason. You will not go through pain or a time in your life for the sake of just going through it. There is always a reason behind it. So, and God will not put you through something that you can't handle. No, he'll never do that because he loves you too much. He'll put you through something that will unlock your growth, that will unlock you a new level of maturity in your life, and that will push you to where you need to be. Sometimes you need to be pushed through a bad experience to get to where you need to be, or to get to where God wants you to be. So he'll put you through something that you will be able to handle, and that will allow he will allow the experience, like I said, to push you to the next level of your life and to unlock a level of maturity. And so to love that light, so once you've gotten out of that experience, you have to go through that experience. So that time of darkness, you have to go through darkness to appreciate and love the light. You have to just see that little dim light to appreciate and see the beauty of the light. You know what I mean? So you need to go through the darkness to appreciate the light that God has given to us. So you need to grasp as much information as you can in the midst of that darkness. Grasp as much information as you can and endure it. You have to, that's a key word. You have to endure what you're going through. So you need to stop being in denial. You need to stop being in denial and endure it. Because once you are in denial, you are causing delay in your breakthrough. I know this firsthand. So you need to endure the pain. You need to go through it, feel it, and learn from it, learn from it, and then you stop being in denial. You can't be like, oh, I can't believe I'm going through this. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm going. No, you are going through it, honey. So endure it and learn from it, and you'll come out a better person, and you'll come out with so much more knowledge and in knowing how not to get back into that situation. So you have the tools to live a better life, right? So, because sometimes, so you learn from it all, and you get out of that experience of that tough time sooner. Because sometimes we sit in pain. We tend to sit in pain, and we tend to sit in that disappointment and that hurt caused by other people, and we swim in our own pool of tears, which is wrong. You should not do that, because you're causing delay in your own breakthrough instead of you working through it all. Because you've got to work through that pain. You got to work through that disappointment. Okay, I've felt it. So now how do I get out of it? How do I deal with it? For me to get to my breakthrough, I need to start working on it. And how do I work through it all? It's all as simple as seeking God. Because God loves us so much. All you got to do is just look up unto him and say, God, I leave this at your feet for you to deal with it. So you just need to look up unto God. Pray. Praise him. Worship him right in the midst of the storm. And other people will look at you like you're crazy worshiping in the storm. But that is because they see the storm. But you need to choose to see the light in the storm. Just say, God, please loan me your eyes. Lend me your eyes for me to see what you see is to become of my life. Let me not see all the financial distress, all the pain and the hurt and the loss. I want to see beyond that. So you just gotta pray to God and just say, Lord, I need to see what you see. And that will help you. And just let it go. There's a song that says, let it go, give it to your God. So you just gotta let it go and lay it to God, because he's such a good God. He says, give me all your worries and your troubles, and I'll sort it out for you. And you'll live a better life, a more stress-free life. So all of that brings growth. So all of this, growth is basically the umbrella. And everything that you experience falls under the umbrella of what? Of growth. And how I've seen that growth is the umbrella to all of these things is when I do my research for preparing for a Bona Fide Talk with Mandy. I go to my Bible. I have a very beautiful Bible that my parents got me, where at the back it has words of all the things that we go through in life, whether it be pain, loss, disappointment, happiness, joy, all of those things. And under each word, there are verses that speak of that word. And so when God has dropped a topic in my spirit, and then I go through to the back of my Bible, because it makes things easier to search for the word and search the verses that intertwine with that word. I do that. So when I was doing that to prepare for this Bona Fide Talk, I realized growth wasn't there. And I paged through the back of my Bible about 3 times, and on the 3rd time, God said, no, it's not there, because growth is the umbrella of it all. So all of these words and all of these things that we experience in life are like part of the ingredient to the main dish, which is growth. And eating that food up is really just leading to maturity. So when you're trying that food, it's maturity. So growth is the umbrella of it all. And just as you need food and water for your physical growth, you need to read the word. You need to pray. You need to spend time with God, and that leads to your mental growth, your spiritual growth, and as well as your emotional growth. So you need to do those things to feed your spirit. You need to feed your brain. You need to feed your emotion with the right thing, and that means reading the word and all of those things. So you need to take the initiative of spending time with God and reading the word, listening to God, because we spend so much time in prayer, and we worship, and we don't give God time to respond. For instance, I would pray for a chocolate, and I'd be like, God, please give me a chocolate, and then I wait after 2 seconds. I'll be like, God, please give me a chocolate, and then I wait after 2 seconds. Then I'm like, oh, God didn't hear me. God is not listening to me. But that's not right, because you need to pray for that chocolate, and then you should wait for his response. And his response might take longer, because he doesn't want to respond to you now. You're not ready for the response, or you're not at the right place, or it's not the right time for the response. If I'm asking for a chocolate now and then 2 days later I meet up with a person and God says give this person a 10 rand and that's how you're going to get your chocolate, so he couldn't tell me at that time because I wasn't with that person. So God needed to wait 2 days for me to meet that person. Then he'll be like, child, you better give that person the 10 rand, then I'll give you your chocolate. And then I'll be like, no, how could God say I need to give this person a 10 rand when I want chocolate? How am I going to get the chocolate? That's how God's ways are not, you can never understand them, but they all work together for your good. You don't need to understand it really. You just need to follow God's way and trust him. You need to trust him because his way always end up in the light. It always end up in benefit to your life and a benefit to your success and a benefit to your future. So you need to trust God. That's what you need to do. You need to trust God and read the word. All the answers you need are in the Bible. You need to understand that. So when you are in confusion of something, go sit down and read the word, because all the answers, the Bible is the manual of life. It's kind of like when you're going to a wedding and there's a program. The Bible is your program to the wedding of life. So you need to just take the word and read the word, and you'll find so much clarity. It has worked for me, where I've probably been in confusion of something, and then when I've taken the word and just pray, say, God, lead me to the word that I need to hear today, that I need to read and I need to apply into my life right now. And when I've opened the Bible, he leads me to the word that I most definitely need to hear, and it gives me the answer to that confusion, and it breaks and erases that confusion, and brings clarity to my life. So you need to do that. And as you feed your soul, your spirit, your mind, your heart, and all of that stuff, and it all leads to your growth, and all of that feeding, it is for your growth, right? It's for your growth, and that growth comes with a lot of gaining. You gain a lot of things. You gain a lot of wisdom, just like you need to read Proverbs 2 verses 6 to 7. I'll read it for you just really quickly, but when you have time, do go through it yourself. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk uprightly. So that's what the Lord will do for you. So growth comes with that as well. It comes with wisdom, it comes with peace. You gain peace, you gain wisdom, you gain unimaginable strength. That's what it comes with. That's what you gain out of growth. You gain happiness, a whole lot of things, joy. You gain glow. You glow, like I said before, with loving myself. You also glow after gaining from all of that growth that you've gone through. So all of this is for your benefit. So don't underestimate growth and take it lightly, because growth leads to maturity and provides priceless characteristics. So don't take it lightly. It leads to maturity, and it provides priceless characteristics that make you the you need to be in this world. So thank you for tuning in to another awesome episode of Bona Fide Talks with Mandy. Thank you for giving me your time. I hope you learned something from this video. From this episode, I hope you've gained something good. I hope you've gained more knowledge. I hope I've helped at least one person out there who's gonna see this video. And thank you for all the love and support. I really appreciate it. May you have a blessed life. And may God bless you for showing me so much love and support. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I see all the love. Don't forget to drop a comment, tell me, let me know how this video has helped you in any way, if you enjoyed it, and do subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell as well, so